Don, thank you so much for coming on the show and paying your respects to Norm Macdonald and sharing your thoughts.
No problem. Happy to be here.
So many years ago, it was rumored when Norm Macdonald was fired from Weekend Update that you were pulling the power levers and were responsible for that firing.
Well, I wouldn't say that it was just me. It was definitely we had reached a consensus, Lauren and I, and some of the other executives, Spencer Tillman, Cornelius Bennett. We all felt that it was time to move in a new direction. Norm Macdonald was never my first choice. I felt Dave Gounier would have been great from Full House, not Bob Saget, but Dave Coulier. Or my first choice was Tony Danza. I thought Tony Danza would have been the best update anchor that we ever had. And, I didn't get my way there. And, you know, after that, I thought OJ could do it. OJ was on NFL Live with Bob Costas. He was very funny. Very funny. We would go look to audition young models in Hollywood. We would drive around and look to in my Aston Martin, and it's funny we call it Aston Martin because the ass was incredible. You get a couple lines, in OJ, and he would just keep going. Al Michaels would be with us, although he was with a different network. He and OJ were great friends, and he would just there was let's put it this way, there was nothing left of the bag of cocaine when Michaels was done with it. He was just and the comedy that would come out of him. I was thinking about auditioning him. We were thinking about trading Mickey Mouse for him at that point. The point is, Norm Macdonald sucked. He was horrible. David Letterman before him was horrible, and then Conan O'Brien after the both of them was horrible. I believe me, I know comedy, and none of them were any good. It was all about Jay. You understand me? Jay number one, Tony Danza slipped through the cracks, Dave Coulier. Okay, and you have to understand that Jay, when I got him, he was raw. After having filled in for Johnny all these years, he was raw. We wanted to get him away from his sort of nightclub comedian shtick. Good one-liners, constantly on. Those appearances from David Letterman. Those were not funny at all. We had to retrain him. We had to retrain him to really understand. Because he was he had a good look, but we had to make him funny. I personally had to make him funny, and he was willing to do it in a way that Letterman, of course, Macdonald and Conan never were really willing to become great comedians. Okay, OJ and I talked to some of those young girls. We would have them laughing out of the park, my friends, and out of the pants. After we had a couple lines, of course, of wine. Went over to Westwood Golf. Tremendous.